Hello, Marcus Lim here with the Riddler Year 1 hardcover, collecting all 6 issues of the miniseries. And this is a tie-in to the Batman movie with Robert Pattinson as the Batman, directed by Matt Reeves, came out in 2022. But this is all about how the Riddler character in the movie and how he actually became that character in the movie, right? The character portrayed by Dano, who also happens to be the writer of this miniseries, which is pretty cool. You've got the actor himself writing a story about his character. As I mentioned, this collects all 6 issues. Issue 1, which also happens to be the hardcover cover. And we've got book 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. So all 6 issues are in here. Let's have a look at the back. And blah 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 blah. Yeah, here you go. Collects the complete miniseries, The Riddler Year 1, number 1 to 6. Okay. My whole life has been preparing for this. Finally strike back and expose their lies. So this is really all about how these, forensic accountant Edward Nashton evolved into the menace known as the Riddler. The Riddler that we see in the movie. And if you've seen the movie, I'm sure we can all agree that Paul Dano's portrayal of the Riddler is quite grim and haunting and quite chilling, right? So, okay, let's take the jacket off. Okay, and here you go. So we got Riddler. Yeah, one with the mask on and one without. Okay, so let's get into the book. And I was saying, yeah, so his portrayal of the Riddler was quite chilling and haunting. And oh, there's an introduction too by Paul Dano himself. Pretty cool. Okay, so issue 1. So quite grim and haunting, and he brings that same mood and feel, right, to this book. And it uses a lot of internal monologue, right? And yeah, a lot of scrapbook style. We get to see inside his head what he's thinking and what he's writing down. The artwork itself evokes that grim feel of the movie, that mood, very, very well. Okay, you can tell just by looking at it, right, that this is something different, something quite special, not your typical movie tie-in comic. This one is done with a lot of care. Not to say that movie tie-ins don't, are not done with care, but this one you can tell Paul Dano's really putting a lot of effort into it. I guess having inhabited the character, he really got inside his head. So I think he has a very good grasp of how the Riddler thinks and how he evolved from this forensic accountant who, keeps getting passed over, feeling disillusioned by the system, having his hopes dashed. We've got this issue here, issue 4, where we get a flashback to his childhood. Pretty sad childhood. You can see here as an orphan. And then when Thomas Wayne came by to offer some hope in the form of this project renewal, right, there was hope. And yet, we later realized that the same project renewal has been corrupted by people like Falcone and even This is, by the way, this issue 5 is a very interesting one. It's pretty much the entire issue is like, I don't know, scrapbook, and you're just reading about Riddler's notes and his thoughts. But there's also an opinion piece as well. But yeah, it does feel at times to be quite experimental as well. In any case, as we reach the last issue, we finally get to see how Edward Nashton becomes the villain that we see in the Batman, right? The pieces are all in place, and he actually gets to, well, I guess from his point of view, he's not the villain, right? Villains never think that they are the villain. So he thinks he's actually trying to bring hope back to Gotham in the same way that Batman is doing, right? So there he is, the Riddler that we see. Okay, so we've got, what have we got here? Variant cover gallery. So year 1, number 1, number 1, number 1, number 1, number 1, number 1 to 6 variant covers. Number 2, number 2, number 3, number 3, number 4, number 4, number 5, number 5, number 6, number 6. And then we've also got from the artist Steven Subic, the art. So it's, I guess, a bit of commentary about the art, adapting Edward Nashton to the page. You know, pretty cool to have some of those extras from the artist as well. But yeah, and as I was saying, right, this is quite a special tie-in comic. You actually feel and care for this Edward Nashton character, right? And we get to see how he evolved into the Riddler in the Batman movie. In many ways, I would say these 6 issues, they are actually, I would say the best way to experience them is to read them all in one sitting. So, you know, having it all in one hardcover allows you to finally do that. So if you have not read it before, this is the best time to pick it up. So the Riddler Year 1 by Paul Dano and Steven Subic in hardcover. Hope you enjoyed this video. And please like and subscribe, and I will see you in another video.